All right, so when you first get in there, somebody had sent me a message this morning and said that they could get into Rapid Identity, but they could not get into Canvas. So what you have to do now, and this is what the county wants you to do, is set up your class link. That is in my PowerPoint that I emailed to you guys yesterday and also showed to you yesterday. So once you get your class link set up, you can go into Canvas here, and once you put in your Canvas password the first time, you don't ever have to put it in again. But in case you're wondering what your Canvas password is, it is your student number plus the password that you set up. So here are my courses, and just to give you a little overview, you can find courses here on the dashboard that you're taking in Canvas. You can also find them right here with the little book. It just gives you a list of courses on the side. So I like to just go to the dashboard because I get accustomed to seeing one particular picture in there. So I'm going to come over here to Food and Nutrition 1. All right, I'm going to go through this and then I'll just do a quick little recap at the end. Let me switch to Student View because that's what you're actually going to see. When you first come to your student view, your modules, these are called modules, and it's basically anywhere that I store something that I need like for a whole week or for a whole unit. So our first week info is a module, and it is in here. If you click on this, you will see this has the syllabus and then the syllabus signing form. You need to make sure you do this for me. The syllabus, read the syllabus and sign the form. Everybody does this. If I come back to getting to know you, you see it has points associated with it right here. It's due by Friday. This is also due by Friday, but there are no points associated with it. However, I still have to have you sign that syllabus, and so if everyone doesn't sign it, go in and sign it, then I will put points on it next week, so it's required for you guys to do it. I just am hoping that y'all will go ahead and get it signed. So, honors request. If you want to do honors, this is another form. There's nothing to submit. You just click on it here, read it, and fill it out. Make sure that you put down which CTE course you're taking. You're going to choose Foods and Nutrition 1, and then your block, your agree, so on and so forth. And parents' first name, parents' last name. So there's a little bit of information in here that you need to make sure that you go through and do. And that's only if you want to take the honors. So the next thing is going to be the honors syllabus. If you decide that you are going to take honors, you have to come in here, and this tells you each project when it's due. The only thing that's not on here for foods is your final project, and that final project basically is cooking a big meal for your family or your friends, and you have to tell us you'll have certain objectives that you have to meet, and so you just will fill in the blank or write a paper to tell us what objectives you did, what you did within each objective that is set for you in the parameters of the rubric, and just explain basically what it is. We haven't gotten it all written out yet because we're still working on that piece of it, but that is what your final will be. So if you decide to do it, you need to come in here and sign the signature form. You also are going to be signing your parent's name on the honor signature or honor syllabus. So if you are doing it, you need to please make sure your parents read this as well. If I go back to home, Introduction to FCCLA, this is the first thing that actually gets submitted for an assignment. So you see there's a submission button here, and I'm going to show you how to copy this and put it into a Google Doc, and also how to create a Google Doc folder, because that is how you're going to turn in all of your work. So I'm going to go to my drive, and I'm going to go to new. I want a new folder, and I'm going to name it Foods 1 Student. You can just name yours Foods 1. You're going to be the only person taking it. Okay, so that's in my drive. Now I'm going to go ahead and open it. When you come into my class, you guys need to get a habit of opening up your Google Drive, opening up your Foods folder, And then that way, regardless of whether you're creating a new document or you are opening up or like copying a document that forces you to make a copy, you're always going to have it in your Foods 1 folder. So, and I know this says Apparel 1. I should have done it where it's like straight Foods 1, but I already had that open, so that's why. So now we're going to come back over to Canvas. And with this one, there is no link to copy it. So what you have to do is copy the questions and here, and then you're going to go to New, Doc. Then you're going to go to Doc and paste. All right, now you can answer the questions in here, assign them or name them FCCLA, whatever, and then you're going to have it in your Foods folder. You don't have to move it, but let's say you forget to open that Foods folder first. You go over here to File, and then you go to Move, and make sure that you choose the Foods 1 student, and then you hit Move here. Okay, if it's already in there, then it won't give you the option or the choice to do it. All right, so that is how you copy and paste for a new document. Like I said, if you don't have Foods 1 open, you can go to File, Move, and then choose Foods 1 and move it in there. The reason that I want you to have it in there is so that when I come back over here and I get ready to submit, you're going to click the Submit button. Then go to Google Drive. Do not worry about any of these other tabs down here. Only submit in Google Drive. Like, only submit in Google Drive, okay? I am going to, it will not let me actually submit something because I'm pretending to be a student. So when you click on Google Drive, it's going to have a little blue circle that spins, and then you can open up your Google Drive, go to your Foods folder, find the FCCLA document, click on it, and then once you've clicked on it, you hit Submit down here, done. You're done. Now, if you have something where you actually have to make a copy of the paper, which is what most of them are. Let's go here. Let's see, you can make a copy. So if I go to Influences on Food and I click on the worksheet link here, so I did not share the thread with you because it has the answers on it. I have to go back and fix that. But anyway, you would hit Submit Assignment, and then you would go down here to Google Drive. You would select whatever the name of that document was, hit Submit, poof, you're done. Okay? Let me come back. Okay, that's all for modules. First week info, all of this needs to be done this week. If you are doing if you're doing honors, go ahead and do that FCCLA like I said, but don't submit it until next week when you're actually put into the honors course or the course. All right, discussion questions. This is so important. I need for you guys, even though I'm counting your present, I need you to come in here to the discussion questions and answer the question. Yes, go back and answer it for yesterday. How do you feel about online learning? You just click in here, you hit reply, and you reply to me. This just gives me proof that you actually did come to class that day. And I told my students this morning that if they will go ahead and do all of their replies for attendance and the first thing in the morning, that way they don't have to remember it when they first get into class. So make sure that you go to discussions every morning. I would try to do it between 8 and 9 o'clock and answer the question for the day. So you have 8:17 and 8:18 that you guys need to do. And like I said, I'll go ahead and count you present in this Google Meet, but I still need you to go back and answer these. And then tomorrow morning, you'll just go to 8:19. On the 20th, you do the 20th and the 21st, so on and so forth. So this is your attendance. This discussion page is where I'm taking attendance. Make sure that you fill it out every single day or I will count you absent. This is the only thing that I have to show the county proof that you actually were in class and doing something. So the next thing over here is called modules. It just basically tells you all the different modules, what's in the modules. Same thing as home. I have my home page set for my modules. You guys will only see the ones that I have open to you. Your grades page will list everything that's due, when it's due, in the order it's due in, the amount of points you can possibly get for it, and then your grade down here. This grade will be different than what you see on PowerSchool once you take your first test. So once you take your first test, it will reflect your test in PowerSchool, but it will not be in Canvas. So always check your PowerSchool grades to see what your actual grade is. The syllabus is just a list of when things are due. It's a list of what it is, when it's due, the due date and the time. Assignments are in the order that they are due as well. So really you guys have no reason or excuse for not knowing when something is due. Almost every one of these tabs tell you when something is due. Pages are just basic pages. So I have an outline for influences of food choices. That was duplicated because I was trying to show someone something. Outline 1.02. So, for 1.01, if you want to see what 1.01 is about, you just click on that page. It tells you, oh, okay, this is what we're going to be learning about in 1.01 as a general outline. Some people, whenever I'm in class and I'm teaching, I like to go over the outline just so that people have an idea of, oh, okay, this is what we're going to be learning about. And you kind of in your brain paint a picture of what you're going to be learning about, and therefore you understand why you're learning it. Google Drive is here. You can access your Google Drive straight from here if you needed to for something, instead of having to get out of this and go to your email. You can go straight here and pull your Google Drive up and it'll open it up for you. People just tells you who are in your class, and then chat is if you are working on something and you see up here that there are 3 other people online, you have a question, click and go pick up a student and then say, hey, how do I do this worksheet? Send it to the person, and then you guys can have a conversation back and forth. That's pretty much everything in Canvas that you guys will be using. The 2 most important things are home, where your assignments are and the due dates, discussions for attendance, and your grades. Actually, let's come to grades. If I go to grades and this has 0 possible points, then you're not going to get any points for it. But this has 100 points. If you do not turn this in by this due date, it's going to go ahead and put a 0 in there. But don't worry, because like if it puts a 0 in there on Monday, when you turn it in on Friday, I'm going to go in and adjust it. You will not get a late penalty. It's just easier for me to give you assignments throughout the week as a guide. And that also lets you know, if it puts that 0 in there, that, hey, I've already got 3 zeros because I haven't done 3 assignments for this week. But when Friday gets here and I actually grade them, or I will grade them as fast as you put them in, or try to anyway. But, when Friday gets here and you haven't turned something in, then that's when the 25 points is taken off. All right, so this is the coolest little thing on here to me. If you go to calendar, it shows you the calendar and it tells you the dates that these things are due. So there's really no reason for you not to have something turned in. You can go here and you actually can click directly on it, and it takes you to the form that you have to fill out. I mean, it doesn't get any simpler than that. So this is a really, really cool feature. So let me get out of student view and show you how you can communicate with me. If I click here on this little printer looking thing and I go here, it tells me to select my course. You're only going to be, if you're in 2 courses, you will have to select your course. So I'm going to come down here to Foods and Nutrition, and I can select everyone in Foods and Nutrition all at one time. and I can say, hello from News. Then I can type my message and hit send, and it will go to my school email, or it goes to your school email. So that is another really, really cool feature that, you don't have to get out of Canvas just to go send an email to me. I think that those are pretty much all of the things that you need to know as far as Canvas is concerned.